So today I am doing a layout with the Backyard Bliss, and what I originally thought I was going to do is not what we ended up doing. So originally I have all of these photos from a scrapbook weekend that I used to host up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and I have these little photos with everybody at their workstation and some people out walking, and you can see part of the beautiful, we were at a camp up there and it was just gorgeous. And I was going to do it around the heart from the layout in the Backyard Bliss workshop, but it was so busy, I just felt like the photos are getting lost and the hearts are getting lost. So then I thought what I could do is make a heart shape on the same beautiful background paper with the photos. Well, that wasn't working for me either. Well, then I remembered I recently just did that layout with all of the kind of squares and rectangles cascading down the page. And with all of these little photos, I thought, this is it. This is exactly what I'm going to do. So I went ahead and off camera, I backed all of my photos, and I did cut them down into equal sizes, and I'll talk more about that later. So here I just grabbed some of my scraps that I have, and I'm just going to cut them down into 2.5 and 3 inch wide strips. As a reminder, if there's videos that you like to watch or content that you like, if you subscribe to their channel, YouTube will offer that to you as an option when they post new content. So that helps you find them again, and it also helps them. So like I said, I just cut down some random scraps that I had from this Backyard Bliss paper into 2.5 to 3 inch wide strips at whatever length they were. And I'm just laying them down and trying to figure out if I can get myself just some visual interest in the background, because I know I'm going to have all of these squares and rectangles from the photos, and the photos are all cut either 1 inch wide with a 1 1/4 inch frame, or 1 1/4 inch wide with a 1 1/2 inch, or 2 inches wide with 2 1/4. So I basically did a 1/4 inch mat, so there's 1/8 of an inch around the photos. And like I said, they're all the same width, or there's 3 different widths or only 3 different widths, but then they're different heights and different sizes that way, but it gives your eye some uniformity, excuse me. And so you can get away with having more of those different sizes. So as you can see, just as I layered the papers on the background, now I'm just trying to fill in all of the other photos. And that was me in the tan shirt, and I'm like, no, you don't need to be in the center of this. And just so you know, I have a whole album of scrapbook retreat layouts. So what I try to do is I try to label where it was, the date, and then if there was a special project or event that happened, and then there'll be one page for this retreat that I include the itinerary and everything else. And I have most of those already done, so I don't do a lot of journaling on this page, just to let you know. And there's not an official title, but that's why I thought this layout with all the photos would be great, because you could see everybody, and it just works so well with these papers, I thought, because I was surprised at how many people are wearing some version of green in these photos. It cracked me up. And we have the one photo is the oldest lady there with the youngest lady there, and that was kind of fun. So I am taking the hearts that were from the inside of that Backyard Bliss heart. One side was a wood grain and the other side obviously is a color, and so I was gonna add those to my layout. And then I have these pieces that I cut on the Cricut for my VIP club card gals, and so I had those assembled on the side, and I'm like, oh, these are also from Backyard Bliss. This is the Backyard Bliss SVG, and I didn't plan it that way. That's what happened. I guess I'm in a Backyard Bliss kind of mood. So I thought that I would try these on the layout, and I'm just trying to audition them and see what works, and I'm not really feeling it. So I go ahead and on my little Dollar Tree cutting board, I sort some of the embellishments so that the flares are up in one corner, and then hearts that are all stuck together are in another corner. And then I'm going to just try to fill in all of these spaces and kind of soften the square corners on all of these with hearts. And I think it's about this time that I'm like, oh, I need to include everybody's name, because I don't know about you, but in 10 years, I really might not remember everybody's name. It has been 10 years because this is from 2011. It's been 11 years, and I did remember everybody's name, so yay. But so what I'm doing now is I'm going ahead and I'm going to pull some hearts and put them in between or around photos, and I'm trying to pick them based on the size of the heart so that I know that I can write all the names that I need to. So this first one, I'm writing the baby's name, and then the two ladies that are together with the cabin in the background, I'm writing their names together. So it kind of just helps tie all that together. And you saw that I tried the potting container from the Backyard Bliss SVGs again, and they weren't working for me, so I brought in this daisy, and it's not going to work for me. I'm trying to find balance of color because I needed something with the yellow to balance with the daisy, and so I'm going back to my hearts because I feel like that is working for me. So now you will see that I'm going to remove all those Backyard Bliss embellishments that I have done. I will have to find another project for those. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pull all these different hearts. And I will say that there's a lot of hearts on here. I'm not necessarily working in odd numbers, and I don't have the triangles with the threes, but I did try to make a balance of all the sage color hearts were balanced on the page, and all of the sunset hearts or smoothie hearts were balanced along with the purples, and I added some wood grain hearts in there as well. So here you can see I used my T ruler, excuse me, so that I would make sure that I was writing the name in a straight line. And I matted this smoothie card. This isn't smoothie. What color is this? This might be melon. This melon cardstock onto an old retired color fern. Sorry, this is papaya cardstock, is the orangey color, and then it is the old retired fern on the background. I really just wanted to frame that, and again, with everybody wearing green, tie that all in. So the fern color just seemed to do that very well for me. So this is just talking about what project we did, which was a family name kind of plaque that you could put in your house. And again, going back and doing some stash dive, I found these puffy stickers from, I think it's Hopscotch was the name of the paper pack. I could be wrong, but they're great colors. They're perfect for this layout. So I'm just going ahead and adding those on, kind of enhancing the little vignettes that I did with those hearts. Again, trying to make sure that I have balance between the orange color and the purples and the greens and the shortbread color, just so that they're all on there and give your eye some focus, because sometimes busy is just too busy, and I think this kind of walks that line. I'm really glad that I pulled out the SVG Cricut cuts that I had done, because even though they were pretty, they were just too much for this layout. I think they would have overpowered everything. And you can't see here, but my friend Sue is sticking her tongue out at me as I take the photo, so I had to take this smiley thicker and put it on there with her sticking the tongue out. So here's another view, and you can kind of see some of the dimensions on the page. This is how you can catch up with me on social media. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button, and you'll get to see when I put out videos Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And here's another video you may be interested in. Have a great day. Blessings.